Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, February 25th. February is almost over and I have not finished a languishing work in progress, people, and I'm a little antsy about getting that done, but we will talk about that later. This is a podcast about knitting and books and baking and cats and crafting and lots of fun stuff. But most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do the most. If you would like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I am most active on Instagram, so if you want to go follow me over there, that would be wonderful. If you would like to see any of the links that or if you would like to go check out the things that I talk about in this episode, you can go and check out the links to the things in my show notes, which are on my blog. If you are on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you are already on my blog, everything is just down there. So, yay. In addition to that, I also work at a yarn store. If you are new to the podcast, it is called The Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas. And I will link all the information to the store in the show notes as well. So if you'd like to go check out our online store, we got lots of fun stuff for you to look at. Or if you'd like to get the address and you can come and hang out with us in person, we would love to sit and knit with you whenever we are open. We would love to see you. So go check that out, and yeah. This week again is a little bit shorter, very little knitting. Well, no, that's not true. We have a lot of knitting that was done. Everyone, like insane amounts of knitting, but only 2 projects, and then I have a little bit of yarn acquisitions today. But also Sam is home today, so we are going to have a little fun conversation. I haven't planned what that is yet, so we'll see how that ends up. But he's working from home today, so thought I might as well take advantage of that because it's always fun when he's on the podcast. So that is the plan for this episode. Again, might be a little bit shorter. That's okay. It's fine. But if you'd like to go grab something tasty to drink or a snack upon, or something to craft upon, or an animal to snuggle, or whatever, or all of the above, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So first off, one of these things I haven't actually worked on this week, but I haven't really shown it to anybody, or I haven't really shown it on the podcast since I really cast it on, but I've made a lot of progress over that period of time since the last time you saw it. So I thought I might as well show it to you because it's content and gotta love some content. If you come to the if you are a regular to the store at the Modern Skein, or if you subscribe to the newsletter or whatever, or know what our classes are, you would be aware that I am teaching a sweater class series currently. We have had our first 2 classes and we have one more coming up in March. So we have been working on a sweater, which is really awesome. All of my students have done so well. I'm very proud of how they've progressed. And this is what the sweater is that we are making together. This is the basic raglan pullover by Hoagie Locatelli, and I'm getting ready to lose some stitches, and this is making me very scared. Let's save that right there. You don't want rogue stitches while you're recording. That's never good. So yes, this is just a very basic top-down raglan, short row, all that jazz. Is that color not amazing, everyone? I'm so excited. This is Knit Picks Tweed City Tweed, or Tweed City, whatever, DK in the Toad colorway, which I think is beautiful. I don't have any colors or sweaters this color, which I don't have any sweaters in either of these colors that I'm going to show you today, which is very exciting. We're expanding my color sweater palette, if you will. So exciting. I'm just moving up in the world, aren't we? But because this color is called Toad, I have affectionately called this sweater, or named this sweater, my Toady sweater. So I'm really loving it. The homework for the next class was to get the body done and one sleeve done, so I am not too worried about that. For having not had any big deadlines for a long time, this being one of them, have just kind of like popped out of nowhere, which is really funny, but I managed to, referring back to last week's episode title, I drank some tea and just pushed through, in that I drank some tea and have not stopped knitting since I got my yarn for this other thing and with this. This has taken a little bit of a backseat since this other thing arrived, because the other thing has a little bit closer of a deadline, or maybe, I don't know. But either way, I knew that this would be fine, so this is very exciting. Also, my plans are, after we are done knitting this, I'm going to do a spontaneous steek, which is something that I am wanting to teach myself this year. It is very terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried, but it'll be okay. I hope. Fingers crossed. So my plan is that I will do the actual cutting of this sweater in the Modern Skein at work. So if you are local and you want to come see me cut this should be, that is my plan as of right now. So I'm going to do all the preparation and whatever kind of stuff that I want to do to make myself feel better that it is secure and not going to fall apart. I'm going to do that before I get to work because I really want to focus on getting that right. So that is exciting. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. In regards to that, I know that I want to do the crocheted method just because that's what I've done before, and I would like to get really good and confident in that, just because that is a big goal of mine for this year. I have a lot of sweaters that I want to steek, and though I can borrow, or I could use like my mom's sewing machine or something like that. It would be very easy to. I don't have one in my apartment. And then also there's pros and cons to both the crocheted method and the sewing method. So I don't know. It's just decisions. But having already done the crocheted method once, I think that's what I want to stick with. I might try the sewed method at some point, but I don't think that this is what I want. That's what I want to do with this sweater. So, but that is totally a personal preference thing. Totally. If you believe that the sewed method is like the way to go, that's awesome. And I'm sure it does. Actually, I know it does. It totally works. But as does the crochet method. The crochet method also works. It's just up to you. Also yarn, but that can get into a big discussion, and they have other things to show you, so I'm really excited about this. Also, like, this color, also this lighting. Thumbnail right here. Good thumbnail. Oh yeah. There's something about the way the light comes in through there are two windows over here. There's something about it that is just very, it shows off the colors very nicely, but we do have to angle it so it shows it off very nicely, but it's pretty accurate. And tweed. Can't go wrong with tweed, everybody. It's just so classy looking. I love it. So yeah, basic raglan pullover by Joji Locatelli. This is a class project. I would highly recommend this if you've never knit yourself a sweater before and you really want to try it and you're looking for a pullover. This is a really great pattern. For multiple reasons. It's just very well written, and it's a very basic shape, and all the stuff is very like nicely spelled out for you. And if it doesn't make sense, you can find your local yarn store if you have one in the area, and you can go in and ask questions, or you can go to the internet and ask Ravelry, because I'm sure, actually I know there are lots of people on there that would love to help you let 2019 be the year of the sweater. If you have not knit a sweater and you have a desire to do so but are very afraid to do one, do it. Just do it. It's okay. It'll be fine. You know what? It's just yarn. And you can start off with super inexpensive yarn. It's totally okay. You could go with knit picks. You could go with drops. You could go even one step cheaper, which is still just as good because it's still going to be a good sweater. You could go to Hobby Lobby. You could go to Michael's. You could get yarn there. That would totally be fine. It doesn't have to be a super big investment. And then just dive into sweater making. And though I can't promise that you will be hooked forever, you might be hooked forever because I was hooked for forever, and I'm never not going to make sweaters because I love them so much. So much. Sweaters are a lot of fun to make. It's a very big thing to make, obviously, because you're making yourself a garment, and we are adult, human-sized, and it's a big thing to knit. But in the end, you have something amazing that you get to wear that has sleeves and a neckline and perhaps a button band. It's got like the bottom hem, and it's got maybe, I don't know, cables. It's got a raglan. It's, color work. It could have literally anything. And you'll have such a wonderful feeling of joy. And this could apply to any knitted item that you're wearing. Such a wonderful feeling of joy when someone comes up to you and they're like, where did you get that? It's like, hello, I made it. This is mine. I'm a knitter. This is so cool. It's just such a wonderful feeling. Maybe that's just me. I feel that way. That particular specific way. But yeah, it's one thing to make like a hat or like a shawl or something. Shawls are also really awesome because they are also big. But to knit yourself a sweater and for someone to ask where you got that, it's just like, yes, I did something good. I made something amazing and I get to wear it and I love it. And sweater rant. This thing is falling off. Also, this project has been done for over a year and a half maybe, and the ends are still not woven in. None of them are woven in. It also hasn't been blocked. And I know that ladies at the yarn store would agree with me. Sometimes blocking can be a pain. You know who you are. But on the other hand, it can also be very invigorating and very encouraging to get things done. I have a big box, not a big box, I have a box like literally like right there behind the camera that is full of projects that either need to be washed and mended or blocked for the first time, that have been done for a long time. A long time. So, and this is one of those things that needs to be locked for the first time. I came in here and sat down and realized I didn't have a piece of knitted item, wear, whatever, and I really like this item. I forget the pattern name. It's a Stephen West, and it's actually a kit that I got for my birthday 2 years ago from Stephen and Penelope. It's a very accurate representation of what this is. Clearly, it's not. It's very bad of me showing you this way. So, it's a textured shawl. I need to weave in these ends and block them because it's gonna get cold again. It's currently kind of chilly, so. But it just actually needs to get done. I might do that after this podcast. I don't know. We'll see. No promises. No promises. So, moving along, this next thing that I'm about to show you is very exciting for multiple reasons. It's a test knit, which is very exciting. This test knit is for Isabel Kramer, who I have test knit for before. I have done her JC cardigan, which I did around this time-ish or January-ish last year, which is super exciting. I love that cardigan. I have worn it so much. It is very pilly and I love it. So that's super exciting, and I'm really excited to get to test knit for her again. I'm loving doing it this time. This is a pullover, and this is called Mycroft. This pattern will come out for EYF, Edinburgh Yarn Festival, I believe sometime in April, early April, maybe? I don't remember. Maybe in March sometime. I could be wrong. But whenever that happens, this pattern is coming out. And so here it is. Here is my progress so far. Do-do-do, it's awesome. So we have this textured broken rib up at the top. We'll have the textured broken rib at the bottom. And then we'll have the textured broken rib at the end, the cuffs of the long sleeves. Everyone, I cast this on Wednesday. On Wednesday. Granted, I know it's a worsted weight sweater and I know they go really quickly, so let's not burst my bubble. I've done a lot of knitting since Wednesday. I do know that worsted weight sweaters go quickly, and I know it's very possible and very easy to knit them very quickly, but I'm very proud of myself. Once I got this yarn in the mail, I did not stop working on this. In fact, I don't think I've worked on anything else since this yarn arrived. I've been that dedicated. Dedication right there. I don't take my test knitting lightly. That is for sure. So, yes. Last week I mentioned that I had ordered the yarn and I had forgotten about President's Day, and so that's why the mail was delayed. And so I got my yarn late, and so I had to start late. And I was worried before, but I'm not worried at all now by forgetting it done, because the deadline is March 12th for us, and I am feeling pretty good. So, that being said, I would like to get it done as quickly as possible though, just because I don't want to, again, these mind things, I don't want to feel bad about not working on anything, and I also have the homework for the sweater class that I need to work on. So those are the two deadlines that I was referring to. This one, like, was very, very much looming over me before I had my yarn, and then once I got to maybe like here, I was like, oh, I'm fine. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I have really, really, really enjoyed making this, like, a lot. It's super fun. We have these very interesting, and it kind of breaks up the monotony of knitting the body of the sweater, because sometimes if you're knitting miles and miles of stockinette for the body, it's just plain. It can get kind of boring unless you're reading or something like that, or you're whatever. Then it's not as boring, but if you're if you don't have anything else to distract you from your miles of stockinette in the round, it can get boring. So on this side, she's got this like side ribbed panel, and I don't feel like I'm showing it off very well, but it's under the arm, and it goes down through the ribbing, which I think is very interesting. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. My yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the colorway that I now cannot remember, but it's focusing and I will let you see that. In the Fjord Heather. Yes. Again, this is a color that I do not have anything in, and I thought it was really fun and springy. Also could potentially work for the fall and the winter, because that's when we wear our wool sweaters, everybody. I don't know what is up with the weather though, because we have been having like way more cool days than we normally do, which is like, what is going on? I have no idea. But I won't complain because I still get to wear my woolly items, my hand knit items, and if I get to wear my knit sweaters, then I'm not gonna poo-poo on that cold weather. Also because I just love cold weather in general, so I'm not gonna poo-poo on it at all. But the fact that I do have woolly items to wear just makes it even more pleasant. So, which is the reason that you should learn how to knit. If you don't know how to knit and you're just cold all the time, learn how to knit. And then you can be warm. Or befriend a knitter and make yourself knit-worthy, and then you will probably end up with a lot of knitted items. That would be the second choice. I would recommend first becoming a knitter yourself. Do that first. And then, because you'll go to local yarn stores, you'll gain knitting friends, and you'll have a wonderful knitting community, and you'll get to knit with people, and it'll be awesome, and then it'll be great. Another goals for 2019, sweaters and knitting community. That is what you need. Not to solve the world's problems over here, but that this is just what everyone needs, I believe. Everyone needs to learn how to knit. It will solve all of your problems. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, but for real, knitting is really wonderful. I would highly recommend it. If you don't know how to knit, find someone who can teach you. Teach yourself off of YouTube. Find a local yarn store. They can teach you. Do it. Do it. So that is it for my knitting content. I'm going to show you very quickly my yarn acquisitions that I got this week at work. So on Tuesday? Yeah, it had to have been on Tuesday or something. I don't remember. Someday. At some point last week we got a hedgehog order, which is super exciting, and there were some beautiful colors like always. There's never been an order that there wasn't at least five things, if not more, that I really loved. And this order shipment was no exception. There was one thing in particular that I could not get, just because it is kind of like a really special deal, and when I saw this come out I was like, ooh man, I would love to have some of that. But I didn't know if we were getting any, and then it happened that we did, and I was like, oh man, gotta take the yarn, seize that yarn while it's hot, seize the yarn, grab the yarn, whatever, buy the yarn, take the yarn. So yes, this is what I got, because it is just so beautiful and so special. This is the DRK Andrea Mowry limited edition color. I believe it's limited edition. I actually don't know that. From Hedgehog, and it is beautiful. And I just want to show you, like, these colors, everyone. Oh, it's just so pretty. Like, what? Right there. And then on this end, right here. What? So, I couldn't let this slip through my fingers. I had to get it. And there was other yarn that I wanted to get, so I was just like, I might as well, while I'm getting something, I'll just get another skein. I'm just like, it'll be fine. I have no idea what this is going to be. I don't know what it'll be paired with. I am assuming, knowing myself, it'll be a two-colored shawl of some sort, or maybe a multiple-colored shawl. Or not, and I might just do it by itself, because I think this is beautiful, and I really love, excuse me, my voice was just so overcome with my love for this yarn, it just got all crackly, if you will. It's just so beautiful. Like, how is that so, it's stunning. So yes, I'm so excited about this yarn. I cannot wait. I have no idea when it will be knit or what it will become, but I know it'll be beautiful, and I'm very excited about it. So that was the first thing. The second thing was that we had a trunk show this past weekend on Saturday. It was a local Houston dyer. Her yarn company is called Interloop Dye Works, which is super wonderful. It was so much fun getting to hang out with her and her friend the whole day. They were so sweet. And all of her yarn bases are named after like areas, or like, they're not cities or towns, but they're just like areas in Houston. So this one is on her Heights base, which is 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, fingering weight 463 yards. It's a massive skein, everybody. That's so amazing. This color is called Firestorm, and again with this, these are colors that I wouldn't normally be drawn to necessarily, but something about them was just like, knit me, you need me, get me, hello, you love me, please get me, bring me home. You get the idea. Does yarn speak to you? If you're a knitter, does yarn speak to you? Because it definitely speaks to me quite a lot, and it happens. There's no shame. So this color, when they unloaded it and they put it up, and we were just, I was getting ready for a class, and I saw it and I was like, oh, ooh, yeah. This is called Firestorm, and this camera is not going to pick up how beautiful this color is. It's much more red in person. It's showing up very pinky orangey on camera. That's kind of accurate. But there's like so many variations of red. And then there's like black and like dark brown. And then there's like little speckles of pink every once in a while. And it's like, what? I needed this skein, so I got it. Plus she's a local Houstonian, and how cool is that? Gotta support our local dyers, everybody. So yeah, this was super awesome. I would highly recommend checking out her yarn. This is her logo, Inner Loop Dye Works, and I will link her Instagram in the show notes. So please go check out her Instagram, give her a follow. I'll link, if she's got a store, I'll link that as well. She is super sweet and should definitely support our local dyer. So she's got so many fun things. I know she had an Astros colorway, so if you're a Houstonian or you like the Astros, that's perfect for you. She's got so many fun stuff. There was one that had yak in it that was just so beautiful. So squishy. It was amazing. So Inner Loop Dye Works, would highly recommend. Go check them out. All the stuff will be in the show notes. So I've run out of things to talk about by myself. So I'm gonna go get Sam, and we're gonna talk about something. I don't know what, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be fine either way. But that is it for this week's knitting segment. So I'll be back, and I'll have Sam with me. See, this is nice because I've already done all this talking and introed it, and you don't have to be a part of it.
Oh, that's nice. So I don't have to just sit here in silence.
No. Would you like to wear a knitted item?
Sure.
That works. That wasn't what I was thinking.
I guess this is crocheted.
True.
So does it count?
I don't know.
I'm helping you expand to a new demographic. I'm going to rope in all the crocheting guests.
Guests?
Or viewers, whatever.
Looks good. Nice. I like it. Good choice.
Thank you. I like all the ends.
The French. So I kind of prepped you and asked if there was, to potentially be prepared, if there was any knitting questions that you might have for me.
I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared?
No.
That's fine.
I can probably think of some questions.
That might be fun,
So,
if you can't think of anything.
Why is yarn usually sold in skeins and then you have to wind it? Why don't they just sell it pre-wound? I know they do sometimes.
That's a good question.
when you're buying yarn, do you, like online, do you ever have the option to have them wind it for you? Kind of like having Amazon gift wrap stuff?
Yeah, sometimes the dyers will, like, give you the option. Sometimes they'll charge, like, maybe 50 cents or something to have it wound.
That's cool.
That's a good question, though. I don't know why you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I wonder how many I can stack on my head.
I don't know.
Right now I have 2.
Yeah.
Three. Gotta wind that one back up.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm glad I moved my tea.
Yeah. So 3's the record.
Yeah. Well, good job. I'm gonna try sitting down here. Because it was not working.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What's this?
That one has a hole that needs to be fixed.
Then I won't put that on.
That's okay. I have mittens over there. So you've been on the podcast several times.
Yes.
This is your 3rd time.
I don't know if you're on the thing. Do we need to angle it or?
I'll just sit here.
Well, I feel bad that you're.
No,
maybe we should switch because I'm shorter than you.
Oh, that's probably a good idea. That works.
I'll do it like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
There we go.
That's better.
That's a little bit better.
I'm very close.
You can skip
We're all
back.
friends now. Come in close, let me tell you a secret. Grace doesn't actually know how to knit. She buys these things online from other people.
No, I don't.
Yeah, she does. Those aren't her hands. She's a really good video editor. Now I messed up your tripod. There we go.
It's okay.
It's all fixed.
See, that's the nice thing about having the tripod.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I needed to fix it. No, because it didn't have the yarn in the back.
Also, that's important.
Yes. So this is your 3rd time being on the podcast.
Oh, it is?
Yes. How does that make you feel? You're a 3rd time returner.
I know.
Have you knit anything since I last saw you?
No.
Since the last time the viewers saw you.
You've knitted things for me. Why would I knit things when I have you to do it for me?
Exactly, which is very funny because I made a comment about that in this episode earlier recording, that you either learn how to knit or you befriend a knitter and then become knit-worthy to them.
Right. Well, also, the last time I knit anything was to have something to do while we were watching the Summer Olympics, and so I don't know, maybe I'll knit something else next Summer Olympics. Maybe it'll just be it's not bicentennial, quad annual?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Every 4 years.
Every 4 years. I have pajama pants on. Oh, I just
Thanks for kicking my head.
That might be fun to the next Olympics to come up with a project for you.
Yeah. I could try a hat.
You could try it.
Or socks.
No.
Not socks. Why not socks? Are socks really hard?
Nah. Well, I think it would
What
be
if I just make it a tube? What if it's not really a sock? It's just kind of a tube.
like an arm warmer.
Yeah, but it'll go on my foot. What if I just sew a tube and then I staple the end closed? Will that count as a sock?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
We'll do that. Oh. Okay, maybe I'll make a hat.
I think a hat would be better for you. Because there's only a few aspects, new things for you to learn in a hat. Whereas if you were learning how to do a sock, there would be a lot of new things for you to learn.
You don't think I can make the jump from scarf to sock?
I'm not doubting you. I just think it would be better for you. Trust my knitting. Apparently my fake knitting ability.
Yeah. That's why I have so many questions, because I know it's all a lie.
Okay, well then we're into the questions.
I
need questions. Jump, jump, jump.
I know.
Questions. Because then you're not in the shot.
Right. What other knitting questions do I have? Well, the problem is that you've already answered so many knitting questions over the course of time that I don't have a whole ton of them.
Okay. Well, what is an interesting question that you have asked, or whatever? Or what is an interesting fact that you know of that you think is cool?
Oh, here's a question.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible to knit one-handed?
I don't know. No. No. It would be really hard.
It'd be really hard.
Because if you have 2 needles, you'd have to hold it with your...
Like chopsticks or something?
Yeah, and then maybe use your pointer finger to wrap your yarn if you're wrapping. And then... I don't know how you do the little pull thing.
Well, that disqualifies my next question, which was, can you knit one-handed?
No.
But obviously not.
We could try.
Let's see. Okay, so...
Can you knit with your eyes closed? Because
No,
I can.
I can barely knit with my eyes open. So I know that...
Can you read and knit at the same time? Because I can't.
I can barely knit at the same time and breathe at the same time.
I'm teasing you. You can ask your question next time.
Because I know I've asked you this before, but I forgot the answer. What is the advantage of circular needles? Is it just to keep the yarn from falling off?
So if you were knitting like a hat, if you were to learn how to do a hat, what it would do is that it would enable you to connect the whole thing to be a tube.
Oh.
So the cord in between was like a little placeholder. It will hold those stitches while they're hanging out.
Do you have to have circular needles to knit a hat?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
You can knit a hat on double pointed needles, which is just a chopstick looking thing.
Yeah, I think I've seen you do that. And you have like multiple of them around the ring of the hat?
Yes. I'll usually do that when I'm decreasing, because the cord of the circular needle will get too big for the stitch count, and then I'll have to switch to the DPMs.
So do you kind of move all the stitches from like one off to the other and kind of work your way around? Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's neat.
Yes. Good question.
Thank you.
Yes. Also, if you are knitting something flat and are using circular needles, then if it's a particularly big thing, then there's less for you to try and maneuver with your arms and your wrists, so it's easier and takes the weight off of your arms.
Nice. So your arms are only having to hold what you're working on.
Yep.
Oh.
But that would only apply if you were knitting like a massive sweater or like a blanket.
Or a big shawl.
Or a big shawl.
So I know you can technically knit with pencils and obviously chopsticks because they look exactly like knitting needles. What other common everyday objects that are not necessarily pencil or chopstick direct derivatives can you knit with?
Good question.
Like, don't say pins because that's the same as a pencil.
Pins.
No. I said don't say that.
Well,
could you knit with toothpicks?
Yes. And in fact, I haven't knit with toothpicks before, but I've used them as a cable needle.
If I gave you toothpicks and dental floss.
Yes, I could totally do that.
If I gave you...
It would be hard, but I could do it.
If you were trapped in the wilderness and all you had was trees and plant fibers, how many days do you think you would have to be trapped before you would rig up your own Survivor Man style knitting supplies?
Depending on if I didn't need to like defend myself from wild animals.
Yeah, let's assume that
I'm safe.
You're just kind of hanging out. It's just like a fun camping trip but with no bathroom.
It would probably not, maybe several hours the first day to try and figure it out.
But how much longer would it take you if in order to craft said knitting needles you had to use a knife to carve the wood?
I would do it.
But only for that?
Yeah. Well, I could also find sticks that were pointy.
No, there are no pointy sticks in this fictional land. If you were trapped on a desert island and you had run out of things to make a fire with, would you be able to burn a knitted object to survive.
It depends on what it was.
A sock.
Yeah, I could do that. I don't have any socks that I'm like dearly attached to. So, yes. But I don't think I could like throw my Vertices Unite on the fire.
Right.
I couldn't throw...
But what if you were going to die otherwise?
I can't. No. Well, why would I...
No, I'm just teasing you.
But if I needed to build a fire to be warm, I could just wear the knitted item.
But also, if there's no light, the animals will eat you at night. The fire's also to scare off the animals. You have to signal the airplane flying overhead with smoke. I don't know. You thought further into this than I did, and now I'm having to flesh it out more than I had planned.
I'm sorry. It's called Witty Pants. If you were on a desert island and could only knit 3 patterns from 3 designers, who would you pick?
You're assuming that I know at least 3 designers, which I don't think I do.
Yes, you do.
There's Stephen West.
Yes.
There's Andrea Mowry.
Yes.
Is Madeline Tosh a designer?
I don't know if she herself has designed things. She has
But
designs.
her yarn was in Black Panther, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was indeed.
I don't know if I know a third designer.
Caitlin Hunter would be the third one.
Oh, that's right.
Would be a good third choice. Or Isabel Kramer, who I'm
Well, then
knitting
that's...
for.
Oh, well, I was going to say then that's my 3, but now that you've added a 4th...
I would probably replace Andrea Mowry for Isabel Kramer.
Oh, well, I hope she doesn't see this. She'll be real bummed.
Well, wow, now you're going to make me feel bad.
Oh.
That is not the point.
I thought I had another good question, and then I forgot it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I remember what it was.
What?
Are there any patterns that call for you to both knit and crochet?
Yes.
Really?
There are quite a few of them.
Oh.
And in fact, there's one that I want to make. It's like it's a basic raglan sweater. It's got like the little increase lines here. And the front and maybe the back is a granny square.
Oh.
So it looks kind of like that, but in a square.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the sleeves and potentially the back are knitting.
Do you think that Joseph's coat of many colors was knitted or crocheted?
It's probably woven.
That wasn't an option.
But it probably was woven. I know these things. If you could learn another fiber technique, what would it be? Crocheting, spinning, weaving, felting.
Is felting that thing that they used to do in Sunday school? With the black felt board, and there were little felt disciples, and you'd have them like walk along the felt?
No.
Oh.
Felting.
If I know how to felt, can I make Muppets? Whatever the one where I can make a Muppet, that's the one I want to do.
You could probably make a Muppet with felting.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I want to make a Muppet.
Well, I'm not going to help you make a Muppet
You
because
don't
I don't
have
know
to.
how to felt.
You don't have to. I'll figure it out.
I'm sure there's a YouTube tutorial.
Yeah, there probably is. And then my Muppet can be a guest on your podcast.
Yeah. But would you and the Muppet be guests? Or would it just be the Muppet? Because I would miss you.
Maybe I am the Muppet.
Wah, wah. If you could knit anything.
A Muppet.
No. No.
What was your question?
If you could knit anything for you to wear, like a sweater or a shawl or a scarf or whatever, socks, hand items.
I actually think it would be kind of cool to have like some sort of poncho with like big sleeve holes.
With actual sleeves or just sleeve holes? So you could see like your sleeve that you're wearing.
Yes. Yeah. Or
you would look like
wouldn't
a
go
Jedi.
all. Maybe that's the point. Maybe I didn't want to say that. Maybe that was the idea that started it, and I didn't realize it until you said it.
Here, you should lean forward a little more. Sorry.
Is this enough?
Yeah, that's probably enough.
Maybe more.
Okay. Let's calm down.
Hello.
This is ASMR. The few designers that you know of,
Yes.
who would you want to knit a pattern from first?
Is this regardless of skill?
Yeah.
Probably Stephen West.
Why?
There's a few of his hats that I think look really neat, and I think that would be fun to knit. But I feel like a lot of the techniques are vastly beyond me currently. But assuming that I have omniscience in knitting now.
you have learned all the skills.
Right. I am the avatar of knitting.
Yeah, no skills beyond you.
Okay. Here's another knitting question. If you learn how to knit, crochet, weave, and felt, do you become the avatar of fiber?
I don't know. Probably.
Did everything change when the Felt Nation attacked?
I don't know. And I think there are probably other ones that I'm missing.
Because you didn't really watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, did you?
No.
Okay. All you knitters out there, Last Airbender fans, I want to see it in the comments. Because she doesn't appreciate my joke as much as I was hoping, so I need all of you to appreciate it.
We need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out there. I know they are.
Appreciation for this thing that I don't appreciate.
I don't think I've seen a fandom that isn't a part of the knitting community. So if there's not the Last Airbender fans out there, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You'll be fine.
I'll be severely disappointed.
Oh. Wah, wah.
There's at least one. I know it.
You.
Yeah. There's at least two.
You and you. I'm so funny. Do you have any plans for Stash Dash this year?
I don't know what that is. There's my next knitting question. What's Stash Dash? Nice segue.
Stash Dash is something that was created by the Knit Girls several years ago, where you set a yardage, or I think it's actually technically meters, a meter goal for yourself.
This is America.
Well, in the knitting...
We didn't dump tea in
I
the
don't
Boston
know why
harbors.
they did that, but it's meters.
No, I'm kidding. The metric system is better. I'll go on record. It's better.
As
everything, you can divide everything by 10. It's great.
But if you're not good at math, then you're in trouble.
No, if you're not good at math, you're better on the metric system because you just move the decimal.
Oh,
it's
true.
great.
Well, so it's kind of like you run like a marathon or whatever, or a 5K. You have like these like amounts or meters or whatever that you will commit to knitting or creating.
Oh.
So like I could commit to running a 5K. I could also commit to knitting 5 kilometers of yarn.
With one of them, you have more likelihood of throwing up. Guess which one?
It's the knitting one.
It's the knitting one.
I'm knitting so fast. I can't make it.
Do you want your heels to bleed or do you want your fingers to bleed? So is there a Boston Marathon equivalent of Stash Dash?
I think it would be Stash Dash. Because you can go up to like 10, 15 kilometers. And if you break that down into meters, it's insane. But some people like really go at it because they'll save these projects that are like, that have a lot of yardage that are not finished, so then they'll get them done within Stash Dash.
Oh.
Spinning also counts. Crocheting counts. I would assume weaving counts, but I don't remember.
What if I just mummify myself in yarn? Does that count?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't read the rules recently.
Maybe it does.
There's intense rules. They're very intense.
Mm.
And I remember there were several years where they made like changes to the rules.
Ooh.
And they would send out messages to like the people in the Ravelry group like, we've changed the rules. Please refer to the new rule book. It's a thing.
I believe you.
Yeah. Do you have any plans for Stash Dash?
Nope.
You should.
Okay.
We should really plan for your Olympic project. I think that would be very fun.
We did. It's a hat.
Well, yeah, but I'm just affirming that this is a cool idea.
Yeah.
And I like that idea.
That can be my 4th appearance.
Yeah.
I'll come back and say I picked my hat.
Yeah. We could record a little segment while we're watching the Olympics and we're both knitting, and then we can talk about your knitting.
We could.
While watching the Olympics.
But then you'll get a copy strike from the Olympics.
True.
No, probably not. I don't think they do that.
Demonetized. I'm not monetized. That's okay.
I don't know how any of that works anyway.
I don't either. I'm not that big a YouTuber. So, is there anything else that you would like to say to the world of my knitting watchers? Or do we need to do this again?
Hi, everyone. No. It's just us. You're not a part of this anymore. So I'm really pleased to announce that I'll be taking over the podcast. No! From now on. So, I know I've only been on here 3 times. Stop. 3 times now. But I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Welcome to my podcast.
What is it called?
Dang it. I didn't think that far. It's called the...
Pull this back. Oh. Pull this back. Pull it back.
It's called the Better Than the Cat podcast.
If you could have a podcast, what would it be about? Coffee?
No, I don't know enough about coffee to talk about it for that long. I'd like to at some point. I don't know. I've thought about that because I've wanted to do an audio podcast. I don't know what I would talk about if I had a podcast.
Your adventures on learning how to knit and getting better at it?
Yeah. It would be a knitting
what would it be
podcast.
called? Sam's Knits.
Yep.
Could I come on your podcast? Yes.
Yes. I keep looking at the little thing. The little screen.
Mm-hmm. So you have to train yourself to look
Right.
here and not here.
You mean look here? It's easy when I do it like this. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
I'm sorry I keep messing up your setup.
That's okay.
I think it's a funny bit.
The tripod makes it easy. Anyway, I think that is all that we need to say. Unless there's anything else that you need to say to the knitting community that is...
And this was the last episode of the podcast.
I know. Okay, here, you can help me close out the podcast episode.
How do I do that?
So, you need to encourage people to be successful with their knitting.
People are going to tell you that you should stop knitting. They're going to say, I don't know, maybe they think it's weird. They're probably just jealous because they can't do it. Don't listen to them. They're haters. All right? I know everyone in the knitting world's real nice all the time. I'm on the fringes, on the outskirts. I'm gonna say it like it needs to be said.
Fringes.
Just do that was yeah, no pun intended.
Ha.
Just do you, just knit. Knit in public. People look at you funny. There's a lot of people that do weird things in public. You could be picking your nose. You're not doing that. You're knitting. That's better.
Very true.
Don't let people tell you not to knit, especially in public.
Yeah. Embrace the knitting.
If they tell you not to knit, they just don't know how. They're probably jealous. You should just offer to teach them.
Yeah, right there and then.
If they say no, I don't know. They're beyond hope.
Yeah, they'll be very sad.
They will.
So if you have crafty plans, I hope that they are. We hope that they are successful.
Yeah, me more than her. I really hope they're successful.
Because I'm a fake knitter, apparently.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to knit.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Exposed.
No, you said that.
The hot
gossip. That. I didn't say that.
The hot drama.
No, the hot drama?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Drama alert. No, that's something else.
If they were to follow me on any of my social medias, you know where that would be? There's 4 of them.
Yeah, the internet.
Let's be a little bit more specific, shall we?
There's Ravelry. Mm-hmm. There's Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Are we counting this?
No.
This thing? No. Okay. So there's Ravelry, Instagram. You have a Twitter. Mm-hmm. There's a Facebook.
Yep, that's it.
And well, you have a blog too, right?
Well, the blog is part of.
We're all of this. This
Yes.
is the blog sphere.
Yes.
This right here.
Yes. Yes.
So that's all of them.
Yes. Do you want people to follow your socials?
They don't want to follow me.
You tweet about the Astros.
Yeah, I mostly just I tweet about the Astros. I'm gonna hide my hair. This is the World Series champions hat, limited edition.
Fancy.
This is the year we take it back. Spring training just started, I think. I'm a fake fan. I'm not a fake fan. I just don't pay that much attention.
This is good knitting time that's coming up. You're gonna need to up your knitting game.
No, I can't knit when I watch baseball. I pay too much attention to the baseball.
But you can do both.
I can't. You can. I'm not that skilled. But yeah, if you enjoy tweets about the Houston Astros or Texas A&M football, you can follow me on Twitter. Maybe that's at Twerk Sandwich.
It'll be in the show notes.
It's in the show notes. I don't really do Instagram anymore. If you want to find some old pictures I put up there, you can. I don't do Facebook really. I do Facebook Marketplace. That place is a gold mine. Way better than Craigslist. Feels less like you're gonna get axe murdered.
It's getting a little ranty, tangenty.
You asked me to be on the podcast. Check me out on Twitter. I think my Twitter's private, so
you'll get a lot of knitter requests to follow you.
If I don't add you,
don't take it personally.
I'm sorry. It's not personal. If you want to request me, maybe in my benevolence, I'll add you. You're probably better off not following me.
Yeah, because you can come and follow me.
Right, yeah. Instead. Seriously, go follow her. She's way more interesting than I am.
It's not that you're not interesting, but...
Well, I don't post very much.
That's true. Anyway.
I'm sorry that I made your editing load heavier, probably.
That's okay. It'll be fine. So yes, that is all that we have for you guys this week. Thank you for watching and enjoying this conversation that we have had together. Thank you for your questions.
You're welcome.
Thank you for taking a break to come do this with me.
You're welcome.
We hope to have you back for a 5th
Thank you. You're welcome.
A 4th time, excuse me. Yes. We love our viewers. That'll be a cute little outro.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is all that I have for this week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!